We've chosen the Talent Risk Dashboard to start this program because it uses two very accessible data points, which we're almost positive you'll have, and deals with a number of HR processes. You'll be able to talk about your onboarding process, about career management, about succession planning, about contingency and replacement planning, learning and development, retention, and scarce skills. So there's essentially three risks associated with the talent in your company. The first one is risks associated with relationships. Do people have good relationships with the company? Do they have good relationships with one another? Do they have important relationships with customers or suppliers or government officials or other important stakeholders? The second risk is a skills risk. Do people have the right skills? Do they have skills that are difficult to find? Do they have skills that will take a long time to build? So skill value and skill scarcity are factors in identifying talent risk. And then the third risk is knowledge. I want to refer to this as an institutional memory. Knowledge of your business processes, your products, your customers, your systems, your policies, knowledge of each other, your organizational structures. The simplest way to think about this is to imagine that I replace everyone in your company tomorrow with equally skilled people, but none of them know each other. That's kind of a scary thought, right? So let's take a look at this first dashboard. We really consider two data points here. The first one is tenure or start date. And tenure is a really good proxy for institutional knowledge. The other axis here is time and workforce. Now we get that from date of birth. Now I know date of birth and age is a sensitive data point, but in time and workforce is a legally justifiable data point to utilize within analytics because it helps to identify a career stage. So people in the early stages of their career are starting to look to build their domain expertise. At the mid stage of their career, they're going to be looking to take on new challenges, possibly consider alternative career opportunities. And at the late stage of their career, people will be thinking about how to transition out of the workforce, and you'll also need to be thinking about how to transfer some of these skills and this type of knowledge back into your organization. So each of these groups represents a different talent risk. How successfully have we onboarded this group? What type of opportunities are we creating for this group? How are we doing replacement planning and succession management for individuals who are about to leave the workforce? And why did we have to bring in people late in their careers? Because potentially we didn't build the skill sets that are required. So all of those type of process can be spoken about through this particular conversation. So some of the questions that I'd like you to think through right now are, first of all, is this a conversation that your organization needs to have? And are you currently having it? Who do you think is going to benefit the most from this conversation? How mature are your HR processes that are related to this particular dashboard? So your onboarding processes, your succession management, your retention, your career management, your leadership development, etc. And the last one is, do you have accurate and up-to-date information to be able to facilitate this conversation? So essentially you need accurate birth date and accurate start date. That's all you need.